Welcome to DIY Easy Crafts and BergKnifeMaking.com. Today we're going to take a look at how to make beautiful knife handles out of scrap material and save some money in doing so. Now I recently completed these three Celtic themed chef's knives. Each one of them has handle material that was made by Brad Hunt Designs. It's a beautiful cast resin and wood burl handle material. When I was cutting away the excess material after attaching them to each blade, I just realized that I didn't want to throw away this material. I just wanted to put it to use, and I figured I might as well try to make another set of knife handles out of it. So I ended up with a variety of different size and shape pieces, but most importantly, these were three matching sets. So I have, material that's going to match each other. What I did was I just cut them into fairly small pieces, went over to a belt sander, and rounded the top edge and corners. So I'm leaving the bottom flat, and I'm rounding over the tops, almost making flat stones out of them. I don't have to go through the process of polishing these. Anything that protrudes, through the resin as I'm making the handles will end up getting polished later. So I made a variety of these small stones out of the leftover material. This is what I ended up with out of those two sets of knife scales. Now I'm going to use Total Boat resin. This is their thickset resin. It is a 3-to-1 mixture, so it's very easy to mix. 3 parts of the resin, 1 part of the hardener. You have to mix it very slowly for about 5 minutes. Then I added some black right to that resin, and my thought here is I'm going to make an opaque resin casting so that the only thing that pops through that black is going to be the green pieces, those green stones. What's really nice about this thickset resin is it takes a long time to harden. It's very thin, so it allows plenty of time for any bubbles in the mixture to reach this, to rise and reach the surface before it hardens. And for this reason, you don't even need a pressure pot when making knife handles out of this thickset resin. I highly recommend this stuff. I just really enjoy using it. So I filled each one of these molds right to the brim. I got these molds off of a company called Woodcraft online, and they work out really nice for knife handles. From the pieces that I made into these little stones, I was able to create 2 sets of knife scales. Now, after filling each one of those knife handle molds to the brim, I really just walk away from this now for about 4 or 5 days. You really don't want to pop them out of the mold prematurely. They'll end up, being a little bit wiggly, a little bit bendable. But after about 4 or 5 days, they're nice and hard. And the back actually gives me the first indication of what it's going to look like. But the tops are still protruding. I have to grind those down. So I just went back into the garage onto the 2x72, and I ground down anything that was protruding. And then I actually went to a couple of different grits and polished, gave them a very, very quick polishing just to see if I could figure out what the final product was going to look like. To say the least, I was very impressed. These are going to be really cool looking knife handles. These are black, but depending on the scrap material that you had, you could do it in any color. You could do it in blue, black, gray, orange, anything you want. And these are really unique, one-of-a-kind looking knife scales. I actually can't wait to put them on a blade and see what the end result's going to look like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short little how-to video. If you did, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up. And if you would kindly take the time just to leave a comment in the comment section, I would absolutely love it. Also, I'd like to give you an invite to our Facebook group, Knives and Knife Making. You can show off some pictures of your own creations. And if you're interested in making your own knives, check out the book that Jason Northgard and I put out called Introduction to Knife Making, which is available on Amazon.com. Thank you very much.